We're going to change the oil and filter on the S1000R, so I'm going to show you how I do it. Stick around, we'll show you how it's done. So first job is always to warm the bike up. So I've had the engine on running away while I've been putting it on the stand and setting the camera up ready. So now it's nice and warm. We're going to get the oil out drained and then we'll get the filter off, then we'll replace. So underneath the bike, as you can see hopefully here, there is a T50 bolt torque socket, so you put that in there and that's where we drain from. So I'm going to put an old tub I've got here, I've cut the side off to drain into that with a bit of cardboard underneath. So I'll get that and I'll show you how we do that. Ooh, crack that. Right, so I've got a bit of cardboard in my old tub underneath the sump plug. Don't forget the engine's warm, or the oil's warm rather, so just be careful what you're doing. Spin the sump plug off. And then just let it drain away. There's 3.9 litres of oil in the engine. There we go. You want to check the bottom of your sump plug, because it's where all the little bits of metal filings collect. There's quite a few on my sump plug actually. Oh, they break up quite easily, so it's nothing serious. Give that a clean before I go back in. Right, so while we're letting that drain, we get the engine spoiler off so we can reach the filter. Right, so I'm hoping you can still see that while it's draining. So we get this off now. There's 2 screws. T20 screwdriver. One this side, one the other, then it just unclips from the black bit, then we can get to the filter. So now we've got the engine spoiler off, we're going to move on to the other side where the filter is, but just before we do, we need to take the filler cap off. And take this off as a reminder to yourself that you've got no oil in it. Just pop it down on your bit of cardboard, because that's where we're going to fill it up in a bit. So just move around to the other side and start getting the filter off. Right, and hopefully you can see in here, this is the oil filter. Let's try and move you a bit closer. In there. To remove the oil filter you need a special tool. A little filter cup type piece of gizmo. In there goes a socket, a ratchet. And then it just operates just like a normal ratchet. So pop that over the top of the filter. Hopefully I can get in here. So just move it enough to get it moving and get the ratchet back out. And there we go. This is why I got my cardboard in the first place. So we just spin the filter off by hand now. It's making a right mess. Beautiful. I suppose it's because there's still oil in the filter at the same time. Right, that's actually full as well, so I'll just let it dribble away while it's doing that and have a cup of tea. Right then, now that's all drained away, give your sump plug a good wipe round. Make sure you get any of the little tiny metal filings that are on the bottom. It's designed to collect anything from engine wear. Mine was pretty good, had a few little ones on it, but never mind. Don't forget to check you've removed your old sump plug washer as well. Mine was stuck to the bottom of the sump. Always replace that with a new one. They're 16mm by 20mm by 1.5mm. I'll put a link in the description to any of these bits and bobs that I'm using. If I can find them, because I bought them off eBay. So if I can find the link, I'll put it back in for you. Right. And then screw it up by hand at first. And then we tighten this to 28 Newton meters. With a torque wrench. So I've set 28 on the scale. I've put the locking nut on and we should do it up. Don't over tighten it because you don't want to damage the threads and crush the washer too much. So just till it clicks That's first part done. Right, so we're back around this side now. Just going to give all this a good wipe up in here. Shift this dirty oil tray. And then just make sure we clean the mating surface for the new filter. Screw that on. Again, that'll be a torque setting, but I have to use the other torque wrench for that. Because we've got quite a bit of oil here dribbled on the exhaust. So your oil filter is full of oil as well, by the way. Drain that out. I'll get the filter tool back off it. But yeah, that's stuck, that is. Do that in a bit, might have to get the grips on that. So just shift that out of the way for now. Give this a good wipe up. And the mating surface for the filter, which I'm hoping you can see just in here. Get that good clean. Yeah, lovely. Righty then, so look at the new filter. Which is a high flow HF 160. Again, all my links will be in the description for you. This is the same as the old one I took off from the last service, so it should be absolutely fine. Always come with a little protective seal on the bottom. Get rid of that. Pop that in the box, and you can use the box to put your old filter in. The first job is to put a brand new bit of engine oil around this seal, and then screw it on hand tight. So I'm just going to put a little drop of oil on my finger. I always put a little seal, always put a little dribble of oil on the seal. But you must make sure that the face that it's going to meet to in here is nice and clean. Hoping you can see that there. It just goes onto the threads. And just do it up at first, hand tight. So that's hand tight. Now you need to use a torque wrench. So again, I've got my little one out. 11 Newton meters to do the filter up to. So set the scale to 11. I've got the filter cup. So that's all connected up. 11 Newton meters on the scale. Just give it a grip. Just be gentle, because you don't want to over tighten this, because there's a little bar of threads and then you don't want to damage the seal. So just be nice and gentle. There's no rush. And there we go. That's 11 Newton meters, that is it. That's all that's required. So now we've got all that back together, we go back around the other side, get my funnel, and we'll start filling it up. And just while we're on this side, I've just noticed something to show you, is the sight glass window for the oil. When you fill it up, you want to fill it to half the sight glass. Then run it up to normal temperature, turn it off and recheck the level. The level on the S1000R is found at operating temperature, according to the Haynes manual. So I'll just show you the sight glass there, look. That's the sight glass. Sight glass is on this side, and the filler station is on the other side. So I'm going to have to keep bobbing backwards and forwards, but you get the gist. Anyway, let's get on with that. Right, we're back around the other side. This is the... Right then, we're back on the other side. So we fill the oil up from here. Like I said, the capacity is 3.9 metres, and my drums come in a 5 litre drum. There's loads of brands of oil out there. Everyone has personal preferences, so there's no point me telling you, oh, I use this, I use that. You use whatever you feel happy using. There's all different varied prices. A lot of oils are made by the same company anyway, in my opinion, so you use whatever you like. What you do need to make sure though is you use the right viscosity. I think that's the correct way to say it. So for the S1000R, correct viscosity is 5W40 motorcycle oil for 4 strokes. You can't use car engine oil. Motorbike oil contains special minerals to do with the wet clutch plates inside, so you need to make sure you're using the correct oil. Oil is one of the most important things you can change on a bike. Every 6,000 it is on the S1000R. And if you're not using the correct oils, or you're not changing at the correct times, there's no point. So you need to make sure you're doing it correct. Anyway, so just fill it up from this hole, job done. It's going to be a slow process, so I'm not going to let you watch it all. Or sorry, not going to make you watch it all. Every now and then just have a stop and a quick check next door on the sight glass to see how far you're up, and that's how the process goes. Right, so we're just starting to show on the sight glass now, and according to the Haynes manual, it's 0.8 litres to the top. So I only want to, like I said, half fill it, then run it up to operating temperature. So we're nearly there now. Right then, I'm going to take you around the other side and show you the sight glass. Put the sight glass in here now, check you can actually see it. So there's the sight glass here, and we are halfway on the sight glass. So we'll put the cap back on and go from there. So just screw the cap back on, make sure you've got the sealing ring in there, and make sure it's nice and clean, which mine is. So we'll screw that on. Then we'll start her up, bring her up to normal operating temperature, recheck the level, happy days. So I'll catch up with you once I've warmed her up a bit. Just another point to note as well, while it's running, warming up to normal operating temperature, you need to check the sump plug and round the filter to make sure there's no leaks. So the sump plug's all good. Let's have a look around the filter. All seems good. Right, so we've just run up to normal operating temperature. I've checked around, there was ever such a slight drip on the oil filter. So I've given it a little nip. Now that's bone dry, so that's good. The sump plug was good anyway. Yeah. And the sight window, as you can see, has gone near enough down to empty. So that's half a litre, that is. So I need to top a bit up. So obviously the oil filter takes some oil in when you do it. So I'm just going to top that up, and then we shall hopefully be job finished. I will also say it helps when you're doing this to have Planet Rock on. You can listen to whatever radio you like. I'm listening to Planet Rock, which is a bit of Led Zeppelin as we speak. Right, so that's perfect now, halfway between the sight window. Put the old cap back on. So thanks very much for watching that video. Again, like I say in all my mechanical videos, I'm no mechanic. I just pick these things up over the years of messing about with my bikes and cars and things like that. Everything I've done is with reference to the Haynes manual. All my torque settings are from the Haynes manual. Any little hints and tips are written again in the Haynes manual. I'll link everything down below, the oil filter, the oil, the grade, Haynes manual, etc. I'll put it all down below. Another point for you to note is it's an offence to dispose of your oil incorrectly. It needs to go to an official place. So my local tip has got a disposal, so I'll be taking that there. So please make sure you do the same. Don't pollute the environment, put it down your drain. Be responsible, give your local council a bell, they might tell you where to take it. Anyway, enough waffling, thanks very much, and I'll see you again next time. Ciao.